Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the media to this news conference. In our discussions, I made it very clear to the President that our commitment to Iraq remains. Australian forces will remain at their present levels in Iraq, not based on any calendar, but based on conditions in the ground. Until we are satisfied that a further contribution to ensuring that the Iraqis can look after themselves cannot usefully be made by the Australian forces, they will not be reduced or withdrawn.
To be here, you've been telling me how beautiful Sydney is. And if I didn't think we could succeed, I wouldn't have our troops there. As the Commander-in-Chief of our military, I cannot commit U.S. troops into combat unless I'm convinced it's worth it, important to the security of the United States, and we can meet our objectives. I agree. Laura sends her very best. To the extent that I've caused this, I apologize. Look, I don't want to come to a community and say, you know, what a pain it is to have the American president. You know, unfortunately, however, this is what the authorities thought was necessary to protect people. And we live in a free. You live in a free society. People feel like they want to protest. Fine, they can. And unfortunately, evidently, some people may want to try to be violent in their protests. But I apologize to the Australian people if I've caused this inconvenience. You know, one thing that's really important when it comes to international. So the reason we rejected Kyoto was because it wouldn't have allowed us to do what we want to do, which is grow our economy, become less dependent on foreign oil, and be good stewards of the environment. Enjoy.
Just in the centre low run, on the post photographer here. All of me, thanks.
We have security talks, of course, with a range of different countries, and my own view is that could usefully be extended to include China. I think you know, China is a good partner of Australia's, and whatever the differences there are between us and in terms of our political systems, human rights issues, and so on. China is it almost goes without saying, a very, very important part of the strategic architecture, the security architecture of the Asia-Pacific region. And I'd like to finish it by 5, particularly as many of the